physiotherapist with Equimotion in Australia, and here today with Linda and Molly. So can you just start by telling me a little bit about Molly's journey, who's an off-the-track thoroughbred?
Sure. So Molly is a 9-year-old thoroughbred who retired from racing about 2 years ago. I've had her since that time, and the first 12 months of her time off the track, she literally went into the paddock and I looked at her diet and tried to look at the whole gut health approach because I wanted to tick every box with her. So as a result of that, then it came to the stage to start getting her ready for her new career as a show horse. I started to see some challenges that she had when she was on the lunge. She would sort of throw her head up, or she'd have trouble getting the right canter leads, or she would disunite. So I started to think, well, are there some physical challenges she might be having?
Okay, and what have you done to date in terms of looking at those physical challenges and having them investigated and things?
Oh, that's such a great question, because I think that often with our off-the-track thoroughbreds, they have so many problems in terms of training and behaviour, and it's really important that we go back and find out why, because they are such beautiful natured horses that if they're operating from a place of pain, that's the reason why they could be anxious or stressed, or if their guts is inflamed. So what we did was we took her up to Sydney University and had some x-rays done, and we found that there were some really slight changes that warranted more investigation. So we went back up and she had some ultrasounds, and we found there were changes that needed treatment. So she was given some cortisone injections. But for me as an owner, what I wanted to know then is, if that's what I know, how do we then train her and get her body working the way it should, take into consideration those challenges, which is why I've reached out to you.
Yep. And it's fantastic you've had all that work done, because it's really important here in Australia, and especially in New South Wales, that physiotherapists and other practitioners always work with a vet referral.
Sure.
So yeah, we've received that vet referral with all of that information, which is really important to have that diagnostic criteria so that we've got a base of, we know what we're working with.
We're not guessing, are we?
Exactly.
I mean, I think if we want the best for these horses, we need to know exactly what it is that we're playing with. And there are so many amazing off-the-track horses that perhaps could have had a different outcome if owners had done some assessments and found out what might have been happening.
Yep. So what would be your goal with having me here today? What do you want to get out of our work with Molly today?
Sure. What I'd really like to know is to make sure that when we start getting her fit and ready to be under saddle, that we are, working her I hate the word working, riding her, exercising her in the right way, so that, for example, I've got a lower back problem, so I know what exercises I can and can't do. I want the same for Molly, so that everything we do with her is building the right muscle development, that we can work with any physical challenges that she might have, so she can become an amazing show horse that is performing without pain. And so the program that you can give me lets me know how we best work with her.
Yep. And what do you want for her? What type of riding do you want to do with her? Where do you want her to be, in 6 to 12 months' time?
Yeah, look, she's a beautiful, beautiful horse, and I'd love her to be a show horse. And then, beyond that, then probably just a pleasure horse, just a horse that I can jump on and ride. But I don't want to be riding her if I know she's in pain. So I guess it's a step by step. But ideally, we do everything right, tick all the boxes from gut health to, physiotherapy treatment to whatever other treatment. And it's this holistic approach. So she can go out and be this beautiful horse, and we can just enjoy and love her.
Perfect. So I think the plan today is we'll put the gait analysis sensors on her. So they're little IMUs, inertial motion units, inertial measurement units. And that basically measures how symmetrical she's moving from limb to limb. And it also looks at the three-dimensional movement of her back, so that we can have a baseline of how she's moving now. And that's really important, so that, in 6 weeks, in 12 weeks, we can come back, re-measure that, and actually make sure that she's progressing forward in the right way.
So it's like real baseline data,
baseline data, and then we can feed that back to her vet as well, and make sure we have that real team approach there. And once we've done that, we'll then do a physio assessment. So we'll run our hands over, have a look at her muscle function, have a look at how she's holding herself together, her posture, and then hopefully come up with a plan to how you can work her over the next 6 to 12 weeks. So we'll give you a base plan, but also that plan's going to be quite fluid as well.
That excites me. That really excites me, because I think we just take these horses for granted. They've got their own needs.
They do.
And this is what this is all about.
So we'll make the program really specific to her.
Excellent. Thanks.
Fab.
Wonderful.